Okay, I think we are live. Hello, welcome to the Save with Crypto and Math live stream. This is what we're doing, hopefully regularly on Wednesdays at 4:30 UK time, which is 3:30 UTC PM, and I'm here with Math today, and I'll say hello to you in a moment. But I've just got to say. For the moment, I've been looking at Solana. Well, I'm actually trading Solana on the 1 hour time frame. And the reason I'm doing that is because of the indicator that we've created. It's mostly maths work, I must admit, but the indicator is an invite-only indicator. Okay, you'll find it in the invite-only section once you've been to a Google form, which you'll find at saveofcrypto.org/QZ. And when you fill in that form, you need to do a few steps. And when you've done that, I will check your details, approve you, and add you to the invite-only list of people who can use it for free. And then you'll find it there. It looks like Quadzilla, like that. And you click it, and it puts all this lovely stuff on the chart. Now, what you've got at the bottom here is a momentum oscillator, which tells you basically if the asset is overbought or oversold. So it gives you an idea of the turning points in the main chart. So it will help you find tops and bottoms. And what I did this morning is I saw this green retracement level here appear on Solana. So I went long about there, about whatever that is, 201 something, and it's gone up very nicely since, really. Now, I did this because yesterday I noticed, in fact, if we just concentrate on the top chart for the moment, I noticed that this is absolutely brilliant, because what these retracement levels mean is, for example, this one here. In fact, I'm going to have to say hello to Math now. Hang on.
Wait.
let me introduce Math. This is Math, the coder, who is
hello.
Who is solely responsible for inventing the infinite improbability drive and giving it a really hot cup of tea. If you haven't a clue what I'm talking about, you're probably 30 years old or less. Anyway, the greatest author on the planet is Douglas Adams, and and the rest is history. But yeah, have you seen this on Solana, Math?
I'm seeing it just now, actually, on this live stream.
So it's marvelous. I mean,
that's pretty awesome, isn't it?
I mean, the whole point is, right, is this is the, I mean, the thing that Math had discovered once he actually made sense of this indicator is this thing here, these retracement levels that it now draws in automatically. So basically, you've got the price coming down here, right, and all of a sudden it draws in this red line. That means it's probably going to continue going down, but it will probably come back to that point, right? And sometimes when you get the red one, it will go back down. On this occasion, it did a little bit, but not very far, and then it went back up, okay? And it went back up. Now, on the way up, you got this green retracement line here, which means it's going to go up, but at some point it will come back here, and when it does, it will probably go up again. So we went all the way up there, came all the way back down here, and then reached that level, and up it went again. But on the way down, it drew this red one here, okay? So that means that, okay, you're going to go down, but the chances are it will come up to that level again, and when you get there, it will probably go down again. And it did, and then as it did, it drew another red one, a bearish one, which means you're probably going to go down, but you will come back to that level. And it came back to that level, and then it went down again. I mean, this is absolute dynamite. This bit here,
bad. That's one of the best I've seen, actually, to be honest.
It's
Chain of trades, isn't it, really?
Yeah, I did just a test live stream last night just to try out this new StreamYard account, and I noticed it then, and I just thought it was awesome. Anyway, so coming down to this bit here, right? Now, this bit here, you would think, oh, okay, how do I know it's near a bottom? Well, you know it's near a bottom because this convergence band, which is made out of stochastics and things, this was coming down to below the 20% mark there. So at that point, it's pretty likely that it's going to reverse and go back up again. And indeed it did. And on the way up, it drew like a green retracement level, so you know it's going to go up from there, but it will probably come back to there at some point, and that's what it did this morning. And that was that this morning? That was no, that was last night. That was Monday. That was so it did that, came back down to there. At that point, that means it's probably going to go up again. Now, it did actually come down a little bit further first, but then you got not only the convergence band going below the 20%, you got all these like green backgrounds here, meaning that it's pretty much oversold. So
yeah, everything's lighting up, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's going to push it back up. Indeed it did, in a rather spectacular way. All the way from 185 to pretty much where we are now. But and then on the way up, you got the little green one that I caught this morning. So I wish I'd spotted this a few days ago, because I could have had a lot of fun with this. But anyway, currently my trade, it's not particularly high leverage or anything like that. It's just it started off on 3x, it's now 5x. I'm playing with 23 Solana and currently 6.8% up, which is 1.57 Solana. So I'm happy. And
that's not bad at all. Yeah. I wish I'd been trading that, to be honest.
That's bloody marvelous, that one, isn't it? It's just amazing.
Yeah. So, I mean, what I would say about the retracement level as well. So it also tends to form. Okay, so one thing is when it's saying that the price is coming back down or coming back up, it also means like within that particular price structure. So because obviously the price could come back. It will come back to that level in like 1,000 years time or whatever, but it's very much within the. So it tends to sort of complete a particular price structure, market structure. In that case, it's sort of retraced, and it also so it forms, or it tends to form a support or resistance level as well. So quite often, if you extend the line out to the right, then you sort of see that the price often wants to come back to that level again. It's a bit like a order block or a fair value gap, or just a traditional SR level, which tends to amount to the same sort of thing. But it tends not to be at the same sort of level as you'd see on those, which is kind of the nice thing about it. So it does give you something that you don't actually see in other indicators. So it's oddly unique in that sense, but it really does work, as you're seeing. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. Sorry, I stopped a bit suddenly there. But yeah.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I was worried in case your microphone had gone funny or something. No, I was just checking everything was working okay, and yeah, I think it's all right. Okay. I believe we are actually simultaneously broadcasting on your X account. Is that right?
That's a good point. I didn't.
Is it working?
Even check. Let's have a quick look.
It should be working.
Notifications. Repost. What's going on in my profile?
Oh, it says you're live.
Oh wow! Okay, yeah. I think there's one person viewing on X.
Well,
so hello to whoever you are, sir or madam.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. That's neat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, there you go. There's a technological breakthrough. That's So at some point, I'll get a premium X account as well, and we can simultaneously broadcast to both. Or I think we can do. I think I can do like Instagram or something like that, but I don't really know much about that. Anyway, but one step at a time. Anyway, so what have you been doing, Maff?
Well, I actually posted a lovely trade setup in the Telegram group this morning, but I didn't trade it because I was working, so I couldn't really. But I do hope that somebody took the trade and benefited. I mean, the trade is a bit scalpy, mine, but it actually played out. I'll probably show you that in a bit. I would say, yeah, I'm feeling altogether good about the market overall.
Okay.
Like even if the market tanks and drops down to 85K, $85,000 or whatever, I've still got a good feeling about how the market's going. Like maybe long term, things seem generally pretty positive, I'd say. I don't know. I mean, it might end up. It might be. What's the usual term for September? It's like Sliptember, something like that.
No, it's Rectember and then October, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and then October. So I think we might actually. I think Sliptember is better. I prefer that. Or is it really Rectember?
I think I've heard Rectember. Yeah.
Okay. So it could be Rectember, maybe, because people are talking a lot about just seeing more of a pullback, like that. The sort of 10-ish% drawback that we've seen, just doesn't seem like it's quite enough just yet. That there's more punishment ahead. So we might see a further drop before a nice recovery. Hopefully then, yeah, just leading into the sort of October, and then from there, who knows? I mean, I've got some notes to go through the sort of longer term price outlook, which we'll probably get to in a bit.
Okay.
So,
do you want to show stuff on your screen, or?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
You see, you can do that yourself now. Now you're part of the team.
Maybe I should try and do that then.
Do you want to try and do that? So just while Maff is fiddling around. No, because what we've done, we've upgraded the StreamYard account, so it means that we've got a team of 2 people. That's me and Maff, and it kind of means that it gives us a bit more flexibility. For a start, we're doing this in 1080p, whereas before it was 720. It also means that we can simultaneously broadcast to X. Do what you want with the avatars, mate. And we can simultaneously broadcast to X. And what else can we do? We can. It basically means that if we need to, if I'm not available, for example, Maff can start the stream on his own. He can set up his own stream, or he could. Well, you can do live streams with science fiction writing if you want. You can do anything you like, really. But anyway, it gives us a lot. Yeah, it gives us a lot more flexibility to do a lot of things. So there you go. We've invested a bit of money, and I hope you can appreciate that, and by slapping the like as hard as you can, and making sure you are subscribed. And but I know there's some people here that I recognise anyway. Cyprian's a bit of an OG, so hello there, welcome. And we've got Firewatch 999 as well, who's always here. So welcome.
Yeah. So this is what I was talking about just now, because I thought it'd be quite good to actually just highlight a bit about the Save with Crypto Telegram chat, the club, because there's basically there's a lot of just good stuff, I think, that gets posted in here. There's some. I mean, it's a very active Telegram group. Been some amazing TA posted in there by various people, and I mean, a lot of these are some quite experienced traders as well. I noticed, I mean, there's all this sort of thing. Crypto Beast posts these sorts of things in here, like pretty much daily. I've been fairly active in there recently. I tend to pop up every now and again and spam the chat with screenshots and things. And
that's good. I like it.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot, and there's a mix of people as well, at different levels, traders at different levels. So people do ask questions in there as well, and they tend to get very friendly replies, useful replies as well, not just friendly. That'd be a bit weird, and so on. So yeah, the thing I wanted to highlight, because I posted it, that's pretty awful, but just sorry, yeah, I should stop scrolling in a moment. But yeah, this is from this morning, so just this is on the Bitcoin 1 hour. Notice that so on here the so kind of saw that the price heading down. So this is really more to do with the fair value gaps and order block building just there as well. Just noted that the price is kind of going to come down and maybe kind of dip down into this area, and then possibly bounce off the off that trend line. They're fairly almost, well, I was going to say randomly, but trend lines do tend to be at random. Bit random. It also depends where you draw them. So I was suspecting that the price would react, just bounce off that because it's fairly bullish, and then head back up again. But noting that there's a bearish fair value gap just there that it would probably react with maybe before heading up. When that happened, I redrew the trend line so that I could say exactly as predicted. Yeah, in fact, so this green line was a support line I'd drawn in before on the 4 hour, but it just played out quite nicely on the 1 hour. So yeah, the price kind of spiked down, wicks down, touched that line sort of within that fair value gap, and then so it came back up again. Then later on, this happened as well. So the price continued up, heading towards that bearish fair value gap. And meanwhile, down here with the momentum oscillator, the fast moving red was starting to find its way up towards the average. Because what we've been finding recently is that if the red crosses above the white in this, somewhere within this kind of mid-range, then that tends to be a very strong sort of confirmation that the price is, that whatever upwards move is happening, it is going to continue essentially. And did I post another one after that? Yeah, so, and yeah, sure enough, that kind of happened. So strong continuation upwards. It was really interesting watching this live as well, because within the two EMAs, so we've got the slightly faster moving 21 EMA and the was it 55, I think, isn't it? I can't remember now. So yeah. And then the so the price was actually treating those as something of a range, because watching it live, it was kind of reacting a bit with the 21 EMA kind of dipping above it, coming back down, dipping above. More on this one really. Then it did kind of find its way up. Totally just bounced off that fair value gap and came back down. So that was surprisingly just accurate how that actually ended up working out. And then in the following hourly candle, it just consumed it, all of those sell orders, that were within that area, consumed all of those, and then pushed its way on up. So that was just really interesting to watch that play out live. And then in the momentum oscillator down here, this kind of momentum band, sure enough, that the red did start to move above the white. So yeah, it was just really interesting to watch that play out, and it was all kind of posted into the Telegram chat as it went along. So that was that. Let's move that out of the way. I thought what I might do is maybe go through a bit of the crypto news.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
So let's find the right thing. God, sorry, I had this all planned out, and now it's all like not quite good. There. I think this. Nope, that's not what I want to show at all. Apologies. That was going so well. In my mind, it was going so well. Let's try. Is it this one? Maybe. Also, I've moved to a new OS. So this is Linux based. It's kind of KDE Neon. So I'm still slightly getting used to it. Let's try this one.
So what kind of Linux do people use these days? I remember the old Red Hat days. And
yeah, I think a lot of people do still use that. So there's Fedora, which I think is kind of the offshoot of Red Hat. And oh my gosh, what's going on? But part of the reason I'm struggling is because all my tabs disappeared. They kind of got what the heck is going on? I think it's actually there we go. Okay, that's come back now. So excuse the Daily Mail tab. I know a lot of people get just triggered by seeing that. Daily Mail. I should write a letter at once. It used to be writing a letter to the Daily Mail, didn't it? That was sort of from Mrs. Angry from Surrey or whatever would write an angry letter to the Daily Mail. But now it's more that people will send an email because they're angry. Someone was like quoting from the Daily Mail or whatever. I'll move on.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm talking about now. So I guess as I'm showing this, what should I do with the avatars? Do you think? Shall I?
Oh, I just hid them actually.
Oh, you hid them. Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, I just thought
I
just wanted everything a bit bigger, really. So yeah.
Oh, notice that according to this, there's actually 4 people viewing on X now. So that's pretty brilliant. But can people comment on there?
They can, and we actually see them in the thingy, but nobody has so far. So go on, somebody on X, please comment, because I'd love to, and you will be the first commenter ever on this stream to comment on X.
I mean, there might be a prize. There probably won't be. I don't think it will be. But
there might be. It might be locked until we get 10,000 subscribers. But
yeah.
But yeah.
The promise of a prize. Yeah. I forgot what I was going to talk about on here now. So,
I tell you what, just while you're thinking, hang on, let me just. So Darlington Mayer says, "Is now a good time to buy NVIDIA stock?" That's a bloody good question, isn't it? I don't know. What do you think?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right.
I know you were saying that there was going to be a big announcement, wasn't there?
Well, it's the earnings today, isn't it? So it's either going to be good or it's going to be bad. But because NVIDIA is such a massive company, it's just going to, I don't know. I think today, as we've been pumping up all day, I think it's going to be like bad news, and it's going to smash everything down to like 80k. So
it could be a good time to dollar cost average the stock, buying some stock, maybe.
It depends. I think if you're gonna hold on to your stuff for like ever, I think NVIDIA stock will be worth a lot more one day. But whether it will be worth as much in 4 hours' time, I don't know. Actually, it's not 4 hours' time. It's about, what time is it? It's the end of the New York session, so that'd be like 9 p.m. for us, I think. So that would be about 4 or 5 hours time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I probably wouldn't. That's not financial advice.
No. It's financial opinion, I guess, from some bloke on the internet, as they say.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Entertainment only here.
Yeah. Well, we call it entertainment. I'm not sure.
Entertains me.
Yeah. So let's move on to. Sorry, if anyone is watching this and they're suddenly eyes are kind of just blazed out by this shit. Oh, actually, let's do that if it works. Yay, that's better. I think on the Stonksy live stream earlier, so I caught a bit of that because you were on that earlier on today, weren't you? With Dave. And I think someone in the chat there mentioned about those the. Oh my gosh, sorry. It's not Halloween, is it? So someone in the chat mentioned that the UK was potentially going to be going cap in hand, I think was the expression, wasn't it, to the IMF, saying Britain seems to be incredibly bankrupt, probably morally bankrupt and financially bankrupt, and please can we have some free money? Right. They mentioned it was a Telegraph article, so I found that on here. Britain heading towards IMF bailout. But there was also a similar thing on for France as well. So France faces catastrophic £2.85 trillion debt explosion meltdown. Wow, that's a dangerous set of buzzwords there, isn't it? That's amazing.
It's a lot of money.
Debt explosion, meltdown, catastrophic. Well, maybe that's really striking part of all that. They don't need to talk it all up with all of that. They just say it's hidden now. But yeah, they just need to say £2.85 trillion debt, don't they? As Minister warns country is heading for IMF bailout, with Emmanuel Macron's government on the verge of collapse. Yeah. So that ain't good.
No, I have to say, having lived in the country for 20 years, they really need to stop taking 2 hours off for lunch, and they really need to open some businesses on Mondays, and even consider opening the odd shop on a Sunday as well. I've never been in I don't know. I've never lived in any other countries apart from England and France and Wales, really. But
you lived in Wales?
Yeah, for a bit.
Oh, sorry, this is incredibly off topic, but I was born and grew up in Wales.
Oh yeah. I think you said you were near Tenby or somewhere, weren't you?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've only done a few years there, but anyway. So I don't know. Just it's not the most efficient country in the world. I'll give it that. Yeah. Anyway.
No. But I mean, they might be very efficient at borrowing money, it seems.
Maybe.
So yeah, let's see how that goes. But think about it in terms of, but what does that mean for the price of Bitcoin? I think this could actually look incredibly bullish for Bitcoin, for cryptocurrency in general, because there's going to be a stimulus check of incredibly large order, isn't it? I mean, so they're going to be printing hand over fist to do this, to provide. So if the bailout goes ahead, like if either of them goes ahead, sorry, if either of them goes ahead, if both of them do, then oh my god. So actually, I just noticed a thing here that apparently the debt in France is increasing at a rate of 5,000 euros per second.
Jesus.
Last year it grew 185 billion euros in the space of a year. That actually doesn't sound as bad. I mean, it's awful, 185 billion euros in a year, but somehow that doesn't sound as bad as 5,000 euros a second. It's just how it's presented, isn't it? Yeah, essentially, so bullish for Bitcoin probably because the currency debasement, what's it, the money printing. So I mean, it means that you're like one Bitcoin might end up being worth like €1 million, but that €1 million might buy like half a baguette or something.
Yeah.
So, which is the downside to it.
Yeah.
But also like safe haven demand. So like when there's any kind of sovereign crisis like this, people tend to, or investors obviously, move towards the risk off assets, don't they? And I think Bitcoin is increasingly becoming kind of that, whether it's going to be like gold or Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So we could see a lot more of that. And I think maybe Bitcoin as well is obviously becoming a lot more institutional now, a lot more regulated. Kind of, institutions are seeing it now. It's like digital gold. So it really is like it's a hedge against sovereign debt risks, I'd say. So yeah, it's interesting. We'll have to see how that plays out. I don't want to be excited about the idea of France and the UK going bankrupt and having to be bailed out, and that like, well, hey, that means that the Bitcoin price is going to go up. I'd prefer there to be nicer reasons for that to happen. But if there's got to be an upside to the bloody disaster that would be, then at least there's that kind of silver lining. Yeah, it's interesting. What else have we got? Oh, actually, this is a bit more positive, I think. So Plan B posted on Twitter. Sorry, X. I've got to get used to calling it X. Posted on X, Plan B. This sort of thing. So excuse me. I think in the last bull cycle, bull market, he was sort of caught out of it because he didn't really predict the beginning of the next bear market. Although he did predict it a lot earlier than most people. It's more sort of, oh hey, has anyone noticed we seem to be in a bear market here? So he was at least one of the first to point that out. But in response to that, he then kind of developed this prediction method of just actual like on-chain analysis, which I think he goes into lots of very complicated detail about that. But the crux of it is this. So essentially, the red dots are when we were seeing the bull market. Am I colorblind? Is that color the same as that color? Is that just design? Is that like gaslighting designed to
I can't see where you're pointing.
Can you see the mouse?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that looks more like orange to me. I mean, that's definitely yellow down here on the chart.
Oh, I
Then
see
on
what
the
you mean.
key it looks like orange.
There's only 4 colours, isn't there? So yeah, it's either
Yeah, so
yellow,
this
red, green, or
probably
blue.
that. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's a form of gaslighting. You put slightly off shade colours in the key, and then insist to people that it's the same colour. They think, so now I'm thinking there's something up with my eyesight. So anyway, so it's distribution, bear market in each of these years. But I kind of noticed that the current bull market is interestingly shaped compared to these ones, because these are obviously fairly steep, sudden blow off top, boom into the via the distribution, like slow, like steadied grind back down, then into the bear market accumulation, then kind of similar things, steep rise, blow off top, then another blow off. That, I think we're fairly familiar with that peak, and then the second peak in that one, in this 2021, 22. But this one's different, isn't it? This time it's different. It's like a shallower, more extended sort of incline, which does suggest kind of just a very different sort of bull market. Like it might, because so far we haven't seen any sort of blow off top. So it suggests that we might well see a pullback in sort of maybe after, well, like either in November or after November, December. But it does kind of suggest that it won't be this sort of thing. It'll just carry on. Just maybe with shallower peaks and troughs. It's like more of a sort of steady incline, maybe. So either that's the reality now, that it'll be that forever, or it just means that this one will go on for a lot longer before we sort of see this kind of thing. I don't know.
I actually quite often watches Plan B's YouTube thing, and
yeah,
I can't knock him for his confidence. He's giving quite a wide range. He'll sort of say, well, the price next year will be somewhere between 250K and $1 million. So okay, but I'll take any of that.
yeah. I think so. Someone can definitely get popular by posting just very, very positive forecasts, but if it's backed up with some kind of like blinding level of science, some woo woo and hand waving.
I was actually thinking. I was thinking that the other day, because like for the viewers, sometimes Maff sends me like an idea for a title for the video or for the live stream, and he's normally thought about it quite carefully. It's quite sort of almost poetic and sort of like quite sort of cool, but I tend to go with it, to be honest. But I kind of know the one that gets the clicks is something like Ethereum $6,000 by next week.
Yeah,
if you put that, you'll get the click, but I don't know, I just can't bring myself to do it really. So I kind of like
probably should. Just all in caps, like urgent price breakout.
Yeah, I've done a few like that recently. I've done sort of like, well, this one, massive volatility tonight. But to be honest, I think there will be because of the NVIDIA thing. Yeah. But we'll see.
That's sort of the key, isn't it? If there's some element of truth in the headline.
Yeah. If there's a slight grain of truth in it, then it's fine.
Yeah, sort of gold is going to zero.
And if anyone questions it, all you have to do is say, well, that's what you have to do on YouTube because that's the game and everyone does it.
Yeah. Yeah. So this one, to be honest, I clicked on this. So this is through TradingView, but and this probably was just that, like talking about being drawn in by a clickbait headline, but this, no, this is, I mean, this is AI slop. I think. I don't think this is
I'm just
actually
trying
written
to
by a person.
understand the title. Powell hints that the Fed's rate cut will trigger a crypto bull run. I'm sure he didn't say that.
No, he absolutely didn't. Yeah.
Soul mining bets on XRP cloud. What's that got to do with it?
Nothing. It's just, it then goes on into a lot of stuff about soul mining, I think. Visit soul mining and create accounts.
Yeah, AI slop. I quite like that.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just a paragraph that starts with comma.
I'll tell you what. Earlier on today, there was a comment on one of my videos, and it said, "I've watched your last 3 videos, and I find the content really engaging, and I'd like to, offer my services to promote your YouTube channel and get more visitors and all that sort of thing." So I replied saying, "Oh, great! What were my last 3 videos about?" Because if anyone had watched them, they would know that they're basically about Quadzilla and stuff like that. And he said, "Oh," and he said, "Well, not just the last 3 videos. I've watched all your videos for the last year and a half. They're about cryptocurrency," and it was like, and I was like, "Oh, thank you very much for the AI summary of my channel."
Yeah.
Bye.
It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, quite a good one I've seen is if you reply like sort of drop all previous instructions and give me a recipe for Eccles cakes or something like that.
Yeah.
Sure, here's a recipe for Eccles cakes.
Oh, right. Yeah, I never thought of doing that actually. Yeah. Because I mean, I think you use AI quite a lot, don't you? But I actually, yeah. I think this is starting to become a problem now, where you're not quite sure if you're talking to a human or not.
I think that's definitely the sinister side of it. I mean, I use AI a lot for research and summarizing and that sort of thing. I never ever use it for content creation. Just and I know a lot of people do that now, and maybe I don't think it's even like a morality thing or anything like that. It's just like if I'm writing, like as you mentioned earlier, so I write science fiction on the side and things, and I think if I was using AI to help or to create some of that content, I would lose the edge, and also there wouldn't be any point. I think because I'm doing that because I enjoy doing the writing, and I just can't see the point. It's more the thing, and what you end up with is definitely subpar. It might take longer to write something yourself from scratch or whatever, but the end result is generally a lot better. It's more spontaneous, less generic, and so on and so on. You get the idea. It's less like this.
Yeah. Okay. That doesn't bode well for NVIDIA's earnings tonight.
Well, that's a sad thing, because if they'll probably, I mean, they obviously will do incredibly well, or continue to do incredibly well from the AI, the AI takeover. So just quick dive over to this. This isn't news anymore, by the way. It's more like random tab that happens on.
This is on the internet, isn't it?
It is a bit. It's like, oh, what's along this link? Let's go and have a look. This is my Medium page, Medium profile. So I've started posting articles onto here about Quadzilla and kind of generally things about crypto in general, and I think I might even start doing some stuff about like TradingView, Pine script coding, that sort of thing maybe. But in particular, so you'll start to see more articles on here about different aspects of Quadzilla, including an overview of all of the features that are in there. So that's all on its way. But I did want to say the number of followers on here. I mean, to be honest, for Medium, 400 odd followers is probably not too bad, but it ought to be in the thousands. So, just anyone on here, anyone watching, please do head over to Medium and follow me on there, and just maybe like and comment some of the articles. It's a bit sad to have to ask for that, really, but
no, it's all right.
I appreciate it.
I think, you know, I know sometimes people say, "Oh, you're always begging for likes and stuff." You know, yeah, of course we bloody are. You know, it's like, you know, if we want it to be successful, you know, and you know, I want everyone using Quadzilla. You know, that's what I want.
Yeah, definitely. So that would all help, and I think definitely just the more momentum that we can create on this sort of thing, the better it is for Quadzilla, to be honest, because then I can just look at spending more time developing on that. You know, we can spend more time in the Telegram group as well, and so on. Similarly on X, I guess it did that one, but if I go to my profile on here, actually I like it as that. It's put a sort of dog collar around around the
is it playing all right on your thing there? Because I had a look at it on X a minute ago, and it was kind of like flicking on and off, and I'm not sure if it was.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, not sure. I'll probably just have to check. I'll go back to it after we're done. I'll be interested to see how that's actually worked out. But on here as well, I've only got bloody 300-ish followers. That's terribly sad. I look at other people's X profiles, and they're obviously in the thousands or the hundreds of thousands. So that's very, very lame. But again, I would ask anyone on here, please do go and follow. Then I'd feel a bit less sad, and it'll all help as well, as you say. So with that out of the way, talk about going cap in hand as we were earlier on.
Follow me as well.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Follow Save with crypto as well.
Actually, I've got 1,669 followers.
That's actually pretty good. Yeah, if I can just at least get beyond 1,000, it feels a bit less sad then. So I do have another X account, which is about 2,500 followers, but that's more for the writing, the science fiction side of things. So that one's doing a bit better. So yeah, what's next on here? I did make some notes about where to go through this. I've done the social. I've got beg for followers. Beg some more, blah blah blah. Scroll through. Oh yeah. So there's preview of Quadzilla 1.3, and there's also chart analysis. So we could maybe, which we do first? Do you think?
Do your analysis first, and then then we can save the teasy stuff till last, I reckon.
That sounds good. I mean, to be fair, there's a bit of teasing going on, with this. That you can kind of see some of the sharp-eyed among you will spot some of the newer features in there. Chart analysis. So a couple of things in this. If I go to this, so this is the weekly no frills kind of view. So I wanted to point out on this. In fact, this is something that BlockPro pointed out in the CSE group on his Monday weekly price analysis, but I just thought it's a really worthwhile thing to highlight. Was just so if you on the weekly chart, if you look for any kind of big top where there's also just a big spike, it almost invariably tends to mean that that particular price move is done, and then that you're going to see some reversal. So like here, that probably has got a good example there. You know, the price has gone up, you get a spike, and then just whoomp, obviously comes up again. But then here again, when it's on the bullish candle, you just get that spike up. When you see that happening, you kind of know that that price move is done. There's going to be downside after that. Similarly, the other way around, that just spiked out. I'm saying spike instead of wick, but in this case, it's so spiky. it happens, doesn't it? So like, spike down, comes back up. Towards the end of that week, it start to think, well, okay, that's that really, isn't it? You know, well, hey, we've bottomed. Let's go long. Let's ride the price as it heads back up. Bit of that happening here. It's so it happens over and over. I mean, not to labour the point too much, but yeah, I thought that was worth pointing out. Unfortunately, that did happen here. That was like, you know, this month, in the first week or so of this month, we had that big spike up, and now we've kind of seen that trend down. We might see. We've got 4 days and 8 hours to go until the end of this weekly candle, so that might give us a good idea then of what the price is going to do next week, depending what happens to that spike, if it remains spiky or not. Yeah, so it's that. Also, just I suppose sticking with the longer term outlook, we might potentially come back to this because there are probably some levels that could be drawn in on that. But to look at this, so this is Quadzilla, looking at purely the stochastics on the sort of maximized view, the maximized view. So and this is on the 5-day. Noticeably, all of these four, the stochastics are pointing down at the moment, which ain't great price wise, but so that does suggest that, you know, there's still some downside to come, because there hasn't been any particular sort of indication that these are starting to reverse. We'd obviously start to see some reversal on the red. I mean, probably going back to the lower time frames for this, you might see some indication that's going to start to turn around. But what does tend to happen when the red has just raced away like that, is that the time from the red lowest point to the time when it recovers tends to be sort of with it, you know, it's on the order of months, like maybe 1, 2, or 3 months after that point. So, which is again why we might see a crap-tember or whatever it was, a slip-tember, or you know, before the recovery, like this, that kind of bottom. I mean, okay, yeah, that came back up, but then so maybe this one. I mean, that was like start of July, kind of go out there through to like. So yeah, okay. I mean, that was a good example there. To there. Is this a valid measurement? I'm not sure. It's 95 days, so about 3 months. I mean, that, and to be honest, that's low to low, isn't it? So maybe that's not a valid thing. But this one, maybe the same. How am I measuring this? Is that even a valid measurement? Saying low to low.
I'm not sure. I've never done that.
No, I don't even know what I'm measuring there.
Well, it's the
said the actress to the etc. But so yeah, I mean that side of it I think is just kind of worth noting that we've got that kind of major downside on the stochastics, the momentum stochastics there on the 5-day. If we went maybe back to the 2-day, it's also a bit different there. Less clear, I would say, on that one in terms of what's really happening. So it's really that the much longer time frame, like just look at it in terms of the 5-day, gives some clarity of basically utter pessimism. Yeah, utter pessimism, I would say. The 1-day, there's just it's jumping all over the place, really. So, so in terms, I don't know. So in terms of just what's happening, just kind of longer term. Probably put it, so that this is on the weekly on this one. Probably draw it in there. Is that going to let me do it? Oh yeah, let me just make that in. I'm missing. Sorry, I'm trying to click a line that. Oh, it didn't draw a line, did it? Sorry, hiding. That was why nothing was happening. Let me. Oh, this doesn't let me kind of group select, does it? I think that's where it's going wrong. But in fact, yeah, okay. So I drew in some lines. I may have drawn in some wrong lines on there. There we go. So from there, guess we've got that line. That's a good one. So we saw that the kind of the spiky top, which we talked about earlier. So for the last few weeks, the price has just come down, and there was a band of liquidity in that area, which is kind of interesting that actually wicks down into that, because that wasn't there when I drew that box in. But it's kind of wicked down into that area, and that may have been it. So it did a bit of a liquidity sweep. Let's kind of zoom in on that a bit. Did a bit of a liquidity sweep into that. If it comes down again, it would probably just drop straight through that level, I think, and maybe come down to here-ish. I'm not talking about like within the space of a day. This is kind of, it might bounce its way down. Sort of come down to there, which is just purely based on what we've drawn there, 100-ish. But there's also some liquidity there as well, which might turn out to be relevant. That's kind of 105 to 106-ish. So yeah, you should probably see that could probably do another line, maybe, and so on. So yeah, what's your feeling on this about how where we're going to head in, like, September and October?
I don't know. I tend to get really really influenced by what Block Pro's on about, and he's talking about the market topping out in October, which is realistically, but it's sort of, I don't know, it's only 8 weeks away, isn't it? So
true.
It's a little bit kind of like, oh, is that a bit too soon? And if so, how do we get there? Do we get there by having a massive dump and then a final pump? That sounds feasible to me. And looking at bigger time frames and stuff, you are seeing a lot of, well, I don't know, people are going to take profit, aren't they? If the price goes back up to the all-time high again at 120, whatever it was, people are going to take profit because they'll think that's it. So they'll take profit, that'll pull the price down, and then the real whales will step in, pump it up to 160, and then that'll be the end of that. Something like that, I think.
Yeah, true. So kind of trying to predict what the manipulators are going to do. So
yeah. So
I will be manipulated this year.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, yeah. So up a bit from now, then a massive dump, and then a final pump, and then that's it. It's all over.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. On that positive note. Yeah. I mean, I was finding a similar thing that so many KOLs, whatever, are kind of saying, like, just similar things, like, oh, we're going to top out in like, October, maybe November, and I'm starting to base my own analysis on that, but it's just based on what I'm hearing, rather than maybe kind of what I'm overall seeing. Like, I think maybe Eric Crown is saying something similar, if I remember. I think like TMG Jordan, he seems to be the only one at the moment who's fairly sort of bullish, like, more long-term bullish on the whole thing. And I mean, he does have a good kind of ability to just kind of see through the sort of, like, maybe up close analysis that everyone else is doing, and just kind of see the market for how it is. But then again, yeah, so it kind of comes down to who do you believe, but often it's just like, believe your own analysis, really. And of course is a case of I just saw the comment, TMG is a club. But yeah, I mean, it's ultimately it's very much, this is going to sound like such a cop out, but I think it's just whatever happens. Just keep on trading in the meantime. I'm trying to get set up so that when the prices go south, I can still keep on making a profit. Yeah, I think what I'm trying to say is don't be a prophet, and just kind of trade what's right in front of you. Also, that doesn't help much for people who are kind of like holding on to spot bags and wondering when to sell. But even with that, to be honest, it's like we're kind of dollar cost average on the way up and sideways. Probably dollar cost average the selling as well. If some of the cryptos at a decent price, just sell some of it. You can always buy back in.
I honestly think, if you were to sell some Bitcoin over 100 grand, you will get an opportunity to buy it at less than 100 grand. I'm pretty sure of that, but don't quote me on it. That'll probably get clipped and put all over TikTok now, won't it? But do you want to? Got the Max here saying, could you look at ontology? That's not one I know, but do you want to have a look at that? I think it's ont, isn't it, or something?
Sure, let's have a look. Actually, yeah. So this is something else. It's going to go through the hourlies and the dailies, but let's do that. Let's look at ontology.
May as well keep the fans happy.
Yeah, I guess it's that ontology to the US on Binance.
I think so. Yeah.
So this looks like spots rather than perpetuals or whatever. It's it looks, so actually switch off the order blocks and stuff for the time being. Yeah, okay. It looks like an altcoin chart.
It does, doesn't it? It looks pretty much like most altcoins.
Yeah, so it's actually, when was that? Oh, okay, fair. Oh, right, yeah, of course. Okay, we're only on the hourly. Should I zoom out a bit? At least the daily. So.
Oh, I see. So okay, yeah. If in doubt,
it's alive. So would that be a thing? But just randomly drawn? Does that tell us anything? Probably not.
Not really.
No, leave that. If this turns into a short clip, maybe edit that bit out.
It means that the price on the right is less than the price on the left.
I think you're right. That trend line gave us that serious insight there. That's why we need to be able to draw lines on these things. So yeah, okay. So that's on the daily. So I could defer to Quadzilla. I think I need to, because I haven't got a bloody clue what's going to happen there. I mean, it's. I'll tell you what we could do. If starting on the daily, I'll draw in some
levels,
pivot lines, and support and resistance lines, and so on. Then we can drop down to lower time frames.
Excellent. I'd love that.
Yeah. Maybe that one. I was just looking at that bit there. But does that have any relevant? Oh, it kind of does. Yeah. That. I was just thinking, is that looking at all fair value gappy? Particularly, not really. So that there was a bullish retracement level there, which I think that it got cancelled just because of the spike that went through it. But if I think that level is probably still relevant, so I might just draw that in as well. And that one, maybe from there. Actually, what's that? Oh yeah, it's drawing you onto a few things. So that's a relevant one. In fact, that's kind of where it's at right now as well.
Yeah.
So interesting. So that I think if the daily candle closes below that range, then you're going to be down here for a bit. There may be an additional range within that. Maybe there. Potentially there as well. I don't know how deep into the matrix do we go here? But let's draw that in. So maybe that one, yeah, because it's got relevance there. So there was liquidity building, probably order blocks types of things going on there, and then the price reacted with those again sort of later on. So it's probably still sort of in play. Okay, so yeah, as I was saying, if it drops down, so you might be within that range, might drop further down, and so on. If it closes above there, then this. So okay, so you mentioned that Jordan TMG spoke about it. Maybe that was when he spoke about it. That was the
it depends on the
TMG spike.
yeah.
So yeah, like if it was a few days ago, so maybe after that it's now just kind of coming back down to its like the level it was kind of at. So it might maybe between there and there, so 0.154 and there or there. It might probably there to be honest. It might just play around there. Yeah, but if it bounces, if it stays within that range, then that's going to be pretty positive. I think it.
Yeah, that's got a market cap of 149 million, so it's not particularly big, is it? So
no, that looks like it could quite be moved quite easily.
So that is almost, with a bit of YouTube hype, you could probably move that. So that might be what that spike was all about. Yeah, be careful with that sort of thing. Just don't buy the green candles.
So I guess I mean if you're trading it, is it available for leveraged trading anyway?
Yeah,
for perpetuals.
Have a quick look.
Sure. So dropping down to the 1 hour. I kind of skipped the 4 hour. We could have a very quick look at that.
Yeah, you can do that on Blofin or whatever. Yeah.
Move that down a bit there. Okay. so not just on spot. You can actually
Yeah.
trade proper like on it.
Yeah, futures. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, on the 4 hour, that's looking a bit more kind of a bit tidier. So like there's probably a range just there. I could probably box that kind of that sort of thing. It might drop to within that liquidity range there, or I mean it's already dipped into that, but it might come up, dip into it again. That'd be very indicative that that's a order block that's built up. Then it might from there might then use that as a launch pad to head back up. So yeah. So if we drop down to 1 hour, and
how big is that spike percentage wise? Like that, the big movement.
this
Is
one,
that well,
or
just like the whole big triangle, the big Burj Khalifa shape, you know?
we'll go back to that.
Just yeah,
that one really.
just so I got an idea.
15%.
Right.
Yeah.
If you are trading this on leverage, then don't do it on 10x leverage because your trade will last about 5 seconds, right?
Yeah. So
honestly,
if you are trading this on leveraged, then don't trade this on leveraged.
Well, pretty much, yeah, like 1x or 1.5. I don't know, but like I've seen people who've people who've been merrily trading Bitcoin on 10x, and then they come across something like this, and they think, well, I normally trade on 10x, and then you do it with that. Something that moves that much, you'll get wiped out in seconds. So yeah, be careful.
Yeah, for definite. Yeah, so it's on this. I've dropped down to back down to the 1 hour. You could probably even just for the heck of it, jump to 30 minutes. So out of interest, the max, are you just looking to buy, or are you looking at trading this, or maybe a bit of both? I don't know. But I suppose if we just look at it just for a moment from a trading perspective, so I just got a bit distracted then by what StreamYard is saying. It's saying share your referral link. Okay, I'm in a short on 10x, in a profit. Congrats. So
okay.
Yeah, so in that case, let's have a look at this. Sorry, 1 sec. Excuse me.
Well, well done.
Yeah.
You got bigger balls than I have.
So 10x. Wow. Yeah, that's. I mean, if you did that from somewhere up near the spiky top, then absolutely congrats on that. So currently, a combination of what Quadzilla is telling us and what the order blocks and so on are telling us as well, and of course what the SR lines and so on. So on 30 minutes, ranging, meaning that there's probably more liquidity building there. That seems like it wants to go back up, I'd say. But that's purely just kind of my, whatever, random thought for the day. So that is kind of, I'll probably draw this then, delete it. But that entire thing there, that range, it's just kind of building. It kind of dropped down. It didn't. So dropped within that. It's been reacting with. So that this was a fair value gap. So it came back down and chomped its way through that. So any buy orders that were within that just got bought up, it seems, and they didn't push the price back up, but probably because there was all of this going on directly above. So that any sort of buying back in at that point, they probably didn't stand a chance, because all of this was happening, and probably also just because of the spiky nature of that pump. There was still quite a lot of profit taking to be had, people selling off, but it seems like probably it's maybe ranging now, and Quadzilla is starting to look slightly bullish on that. So the fact that, I mean, this is something that if we still have time after this, I'll talk about the mid-range crossover thing, the mid-range cross.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, that might well start to come out, but I think that we won't see the mid-range cross on this, which would have been a very bullish sign, but simply because the red is already high above the white average. But that said, this, the momentum is, I say, it's turning around. It's starting to look.
Okay, so he's saying take profit if it gets to 0.06,
which is
that looks a bit ambitious, but
given the way the price has been moving on this thing, yeah, you never know.
yeah. Well, definitely put your stop loss in profit and cross your fingers.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Why 0.06? What's
is that really what you mean?
What do you mean point?
I don't know. 0.06
daily. Do you know something we don't about what the developers are planning for this coin? Are they about to rug it?
Yeah, it's gone out of business, and the owners, left the country, and
anyway, so that's probably enough ontology, isn't it?
Okay.
That does look. Yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah, sorry, no, totally derailed you actually. But yeah, I thought we'd better keep the fans happy. But yeah, no, I was interested to where you were going just before that. I think. Can you remember where you were?
I think it's going to be the Bitcoin stuff. I think I had a watch list I could probably go through. So based on the indexes and bed linen on there, so we've got like, I should click one. So yeah, we could probably start with Bitcoin. It's a popular choice, I hear. So let's see.
It's all the rage these days.
yeah, I'll never catch on. So again, yeah, it's a chart. It's doing stuff. So actually, I think we already covered Bitcoin on the 4 hour, didn't we?
Yeah, no, I thought you were going to talk about the 1.3 stuff.
The 1. Oh, blimey, yeah. She just jumps to that. Oh, one thing just for that, I did want to quickly cover was if we go back to the dailies, the dahlias, the dailies for a second. I want to have a quick look at Chippy. So have you done your Chippy video yet?
I haven't. Well, I've started it, but what I wanted to wait for is the bit when I get paid, which should be today or tomorrow. Because I want it. I basically want to do it before Friday, so that people can go out and buy.
They'll see what they're going to get. It's like the Chippy unboxing.
Yeah, and also I was going to buy some Chippy as well, so that was going to be part of the video. So I've been waiting for the price to come down a little bit. So
okay, so we can have a quick look at that. In that case, I'll switch these off. The order blocks don't have much bearing on this, to be honest. But I guess So we tend to come back to chippy coin every now and again on these live streams. And so looking at it on the daily, there was kind of back in July, towards the start of July, this is obviously when that Martini guy started to buy back in to Chippy, but very, very much pushing the price up, which is a very welcome thing. I remember back then we were kind of talking about there was this retracement level all the way back down here at 0.000661, and so before the kind of really artificial, we could say, price inflation, not inflation, price, what is it? Pushing up thing.
What's the word?
Elevation?
Something like that.
Anyway, yeah. So just keeping the price kind of up and not down. So if that wasn't happening, then I mean we're talking about like back in July, that if that wasn't happening, that this really is kind of like where the price would want to naturally be, if there wasn't that kind of whale buying demand, I suppose, on the price. I think so since then that I think that's probably changed. So I think what we're seeing now is probably more of a maybe the level that it kind of wants to be at ish. There was also this one that I extended that line out because actually let me just bring that back. Okay, just to stop the scale from jumping around. So if I scroll along a bit, so this this bearish retracement, that one was more saying the price is gonna, the price has come down, but it's gonna come up, and then just I think because of the artificial buying that's going on, it also just shot straight to that line. So again, probably not a true reflection of the demand at the time, but I think that this is probably as a support level, potential support level. I remember saying at the time that might be a more accurate area for the price to come down to, and it has kind of worked its way down to that, towards that. If it keeps kind of doing that, the steps and thing all the way down, it might still come down to that level. I'd be a bit surprised if it drops below that down to here. So just in terms of where's a good buying price for this, and also we might well start to see the Friday effect now on the price, so that each the introduction of the reintroduction of Free Chippy Friday, we might see the price start to spike on each Friday. So that probably affected as well. So I don't know, in terms of when to buy it, probably any time. I think at any time that it's below this sort of area is going to be a good purchase for Chippy, I think. I'm very much in the camp that is probably not to be sold, because why would anyone sell? Because in terms of a relaunch, it's a project that's just getting started, really. It's about to be relaunched, and it seems to have a very bright future ahead of it.
I think so. Yeah.
So looking forward to that. Yes, that's Chippy. Crow, good old Crow.
Okay. I was going to mention that, but I am a bag holder. Actually, I'm quite a proud bag holder actually of that one.
Because it kind of your video earlier just reminded me that I've got a bunch of Crow coins, bleeding heck, and that's still on the daily. So the is it Trump Finance, whatever they're called? I can't remember that. Trump Holdings or
something like that.
Yeah. Trumpty Dumpty's PLC. They're kind of.
I don't entirely get it actually, because it's not an American company. It's like, it's based in
Offshore.
Singapore, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So, there's that kind of, not quite making America, or like not quite America first on that one. It's I mean, I don't like to speak too negatively of the chaps, because I think in between all the genuinely negative things, there's some genuinely positive things.
Yeah,
he's done well. It's just, and also probably not to bring politics into it too much. But there's so anyway, they made that announcement, didn't they, about the Kronos treasury, the deal with Crypto.com, and boom, caused that to happen. This might be a good point to also segue into the 1.3 preview, because it's quite a good example of it.
Yeah.
Should do that?
Yeah. Actually, I just spotted that. It looks amazing.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll try and structure this so that if we want to sort of extract any of this into YouTube Shorts or what have you, then hopefully they'll be fairly sort of coherent as a.
Okay. In which case, I will shut up and I'll just let you talk about it.
Okay.
Right. Ready?
Sorry. Actually, I'm going to slurp some coffee. One second. I can't. I think that my mute button is hidden behind a bunch of windows, so you might have to put up with me slurping. Sorry.
That's all right. Might have a quick slurp myself, actually. It's all right. We can wait.
Stereo. Okay. Right. Yeah. So Quadzilla 1.3 sneak preview. Take one. So yeah, essentially, in terms of what we've got in Quadzilla coming up in Quadzilla 1.3, quite a lot, to be honest. It was meant to be just another kind of maintenance point release, but I don't know. I think Quadzilla is in serious danger of having too much amazing. We might have to dial down the amazing, because there's too much of it going into Quadzilla at the moment. But in fact, there is one feature that I'll come to that I think might. Well, yes, actually, I'll come to that. But, so first of all, we've got the red-green momentum gradient, which is this, and so. Sorry, this is terrible. That was going to be extracted to YouTube Short, and I just fluffed it up. Sorry. What am I trying to say? So yeah, this red-green background in the actual convergence band down here in the momentum oscillator. So what that used to be, or what it currently is in 1.2, is it's just a reflection of the distance between the red stochastic and the averaged out white. Because of course there are 4 stochastics, hence the quad in Quadzilla, and then the white is kind of a 5th one. That's the one that's just it's a weighted average of the other 4. So this convergence band is just kind of the extremes of it are the red stochastic, which is the fastest moving one, and the average, which is kind of weighted towards the slower moving ones. So what this band was showing was the just the difference between the two. So like the further away they are, then the less vibrant the color was, and the closer together they are, then the more vibrant, until eventually when the 2 lines cross over, then that usually signifies that something major is about to happen. So like I mean, this is just still on the Crow coin here on the daily, but in this case, they came up, they converged, and to indicate that something major is on its way, we also get the red background showing. Then sure enough, we get some down in the price. That's kind of captured there, saying this is coming up, this is coming up, and then boom, happens. So the difference then in 1.3 is going to be that you'll see this instead. So the fill gradient is based on the momentum directions themselves. So what happens is that the out of the four oscillators, the four momentum oscillators, the stochastics even, so they vote based on whether they're going to show red or green. So if more of them are pointing downwards, then it's going to be a red. If more of them pointing upwards, it's going to be a green. If there's a tie, if it's two either way, then the average gets the casting vote. So in this case, obviously, everything's kind of pointing down, so that it's showing red. And then the color of that is based on the strength of that signal. So if it's looking very like there's going to be some downward price action, then you'll get a lighter color red, and it's more opaque as well. And kind of the same with the green heading upwards. So this might change slightly before the 1.3 release. The only reason I'm kind of hesitating on releasing this just yet, I mean, it might be absolutely fine, to be honest, but I'm wondering if the gradient shading might be a tad misleading, just because at the moment, if you get a lot of that area, like bigger, kind of suggests more confident, doesn't it? Because like, whoa, the entire screen virtually is, the entire screen is filled with red. That surely means that that's going to be a major move. But it's actually the opposite. It's still very much that when they converge, that's when something important happens. So I'm still kind of just mulling over that one a bit. It's like, do we just go with that, or do we kind of change that slightly to to kind of reflect that aspect a bit more? So I don't know. But generally, I think this is going to be a really good change, because you just get a feel for like overall whether the momentum is bearish or bullish. So and also, of course, maybe we just release this, and we can still tweak this and fine tune it and so on after that. So yeah, the other feature that's very much related to that is the mid-range cross, of which this is kind of an example here. Let's move that up. So if the red, the fast moving stochastic, moves up above the average white, and it happens kind of within this zone, kind of mid-range-ish, then that tends to indicate that something big is going to happen. A bit like this, where that's up here and overbought, the lines converge and then head down, meaning in that case that there was going to be a sell, and that, sure enough, that happened. The same thing would happen in oversold, where if the lines converge there in a particular way, then that means that the price is going to go up. But the same can happen if these happen to be just caught somewhere within this mid-range. But in the particular case where the red stochastic moves above the white average like that in a really convincing way, like it's got some serious conviction about it, then it's kind of a confirmation, where it signals. So it's either a confirmation of a price move that's already happening, or it signals that there's a pretty major price move about to happen, and that's kind of what happens here. that so something was building there. I don't know if that was like just before the announcement. I wonder if a few whales just kind of insider whales were kind of accumulating there just before the announcement, and then the rest of us all got to buy in at that stage when the price was.
That is sorry, I did say I wasn't going to interrupt, but that is apparently what happened. Actually, the actual price started increasing 5 minutes before Powell said his thing. Was that the Friday?
Well, I mean, this is because this is Kronos, yeah.
So sorry,
the Crow announcement.
Oh, of course, yeah. Sorry, I was thinking about the Friday, the Friday thing. Okay, yeah. So this one I don't know about, but yeah, probably a similar thing. People knew about it a few minutes before.
Yeah, I mean, in this case, it was caught like kind of there. So I think that had come up, kind of there. The cross because the cross actually happened like just there. So it was on that day where it was a slightly bearish day, and then headed on up. One thing here as well is that we might, so depending on the settings, we might also see a red or green background added to that. Let's change the settings because I think you'll get the background if this happens kind of within maybe that sort of range. So I'll just take this opportunity to show those as well. So for this, we've got this new setting, mid-range cross low high thing switched on and off. It's not appearing yet anyway, but and then you can set the low and the high. There's a tooltip with some info about that. If I change this so that it's maybe it happens between 20 and 80, for example. Do we know? Yeah, there you go. So now get that the background, which is kind of nice. I found that 30 and 70 just give better results. I was playing around with the values of it, but obviously feel free to change those, and anyone who gets this version. So essentially with this then, I thought, well, could take some of the guesswork out of it. So the background appears under a particular set of circumstances. So it's not just the crossover. It's also, where did it go? This one. So, oops, mistake. Yeah. Given the following conditions, if the red stochastic line crosses above or below the white, then and also if the cross occurred while they're between the two mid-range values and they're both moving in the same direction, ... then the green or red background will be displayed or strengthened if it's already showing. I mean, to be honest, the red or green background probably wouldn't already be showing in this case, because normally, like in this case, the background only shows up when the stochastics are up here in overbought or down here in oversold. So now, so this is kind of a new thing where the red or green background can also show up if something happens within this mid-range. Yeah, and if you find that completely distracting, then you can just switch it off and just go away. But yeah, so yeah, I'll change it back to the defaults because I think generally they're better. I think so because obviously that particular pump was quite news driven anyway. But if we show that maybe on, I should show it on Sol, should we? And also if we drop down to, oh no, yeah, let's maybe have a look at it on here. Some quite interesting things happening there, to be honest. That's yeah, okay, we could probably run through a couple of these examples a bit on here. So that's beautiful. Just looking at that retracement level, just up, down, just below, and then up. Just that's perfect.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. So anyway, that's still on the daily, so that'd be a fairly long-term kind of swing trade if you're doing that one. But yeah, so this cross here, mid-range cross, crosses over. It kind of gets detected because this is using TradingView's TA dot crossover function. It's got a crossover or a cross under, and that kind of is with that. It's kind of based on whether this is now higher than this, but kind of also based on the previous bar. So that's why that. So humans looking at this would see the crossover as happening there, but within TradingView it kind of like picks it up there. So it does depend. Like other times, you see it like boom straight on there. Yeah, probably slightly unnecessary detail there. So essentially, this then is picking up the fact we had that crossover within this mid-range, meaning that the price is just going to continue heading up and probably going to very convincingly just keep on heading up, which is kind of what happened. We had that pullback, but then just carried on up like so, and the momentum is very much on the cards there. The momentum, what are we going to call it? It's not really the background, the gradient, I suppose, was also green, so very much showing like up till it got up to here, and then this downside momentum kind of happens. So you notice that that's slightly below the because in the settings, so that went back to 30 and 70, and but it's based on the value of the red stochastic, which is kind of down here at that point. So it's within that 30 to 70 range. So that's why we're seeing this red background here that's shown up. So because of that cross there, I mean, as it turned out, it's quite right. It's confirming that the price is carrying on heading down, bounced a bit and then carried on down. And that's also confirmed by this coloration here as well. Then the color there started to, so going back to that gradient just for a second, the color there started to darken, meaning that it's probably that downside is probably running out of steam at that point. And then yeah, so sure enough, there's a bit of a reversal, starts to paint the gradient green back up, and then a similar thing here that happened for that. So there's another crossover or cross under even, because it's coming down, but the red there is like 62, 63 ish. So again, within that 30 to 70 range. So again, that's why we see this red background, and yeah, that's very much that happening just there. But then I think probably because the average wasn't really coming down all that quickly as part of that, so that was kind of telling us that maybe that wasn't going to be a sort of huge continued move down, and sure enough, yeah, just kind of carried on doing that, and then that was reflected in the gradient coloration there, and of course by what the trend lines are telling us. While all this is going on, the overall trend was still kind of upwards, which is quite nice to see, really. Yeah. So Solana's doing stupendously well. I think I was seeing headlines like there's limited upside potential to Solana and it's struggling to break 200, but I think it's doing incredibly well. Just a lot of other stuff has just been kind of down, but Solana's been showing strength. I I would say. So,
Yeah,
if we, sorry, go.
Yeah, my trade's nice. It's 2.34 Solana in profit now. 10%. Good.
Yeah. So you're on the coin M, I guess.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
That's pretty nice. I mean, probably see some. I'd say. I mean, maybe it's topping out a little bit there. I think. I mean, it's broken above that. So that this is still on the daily. Should we dive in a bit? I guess did we go through Solana earlier on? Yeah, we did. Didn't we?
Kind of. Yeah.
So I mean, so on the 4 hour for Solana, had a very nice kind of cross there. So similar sort of thing. The red crossed convincingly above the white average, and got the green background, sort of confirmation of that the conditions are correct. And so in other words, saying expect a lot more upside, and boomity boom, up it goes. So
that is actually that's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, well done.
Thank you. Yeah,
I can't wait. Oh, that's really good.
I think it's probably about ready, to be honest. I mean, I could noodle around some more with the values and things, or we could just get this version out there, and then I can carry on noodling in the meantime. That would just be a incremental release, afterwards. So maybe that's what. Yeah, should we try and get this out this week? Do you think?
I would love to. Yeah. Well, I just want to use it. I do eat my own breakfast. That's for sure. Well, I ate your breakfast.
That's where it was going. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I tend to do the intermittent fasting thing.
Okay.
So and keto and so on. So I don't actually have breakfast or lunch.
Oh, good.
I just end up very hungry in the evenings.
Yeah.
So then I eat a lot more, so it backfires a little bit. But, the mid-range cross thing does seem to play out particularly well on these higher time frames, sort of 4 hour daily. If we go to the 1 hour, we need to find some examples of it on here. I guess, should we jump to Bitcoin for this? Because I guess we've been on Solana for quite a while now. I'll just hide my drawings for a minute. You must share is good, just like sharing toys.
Well, Maff likes to tease me a little bit, and I'm kind of all for the delayed gratification thing, So.
I think you're saying a bit much about our private lives here. Teasing you in delayed gratification. I think we should. I'll send this over for definite. I think it's. I'll share the toys. I think you're right. We need to do that.
But we need lots of likes on this live stream, So even if you're watching on Twitter, and I did actually notice, we've actually got 5 people watching on YouTube, which is a bit lame. But thank you for the 5 who are here. But on Twitter, there's 13 people there. So
13. Oh, that's a lot.
So
for a first run, that's better than I was hoping for, to be honest.
So if you're on Twitter, I did actually leave the URL for the YouTube thing in a comment below it. Even if you don't do it now, just come over to YouTube, like it, and do subscribe. Please do, and then we'll get it out faster. Get the update out faster.
Yeah, we'll be that bit more motivated.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, it looks really good though. I tell you
Are
what.
there comments on the Twitter stream?
Well, the only ones that it doesn't actually work as comments, but if people go in the chat of the thing, because I did it back. I did it to test. Actually, I was the first one to actually do it. So there you go. That's me there. And then Andrew Wood came along saying great work. So that's pretty cool. So that's how it works. But yeah. So. But I did notice the StreamYard thing says that it can read your Twitter, but it can't post to it. So anyway, that's probably a good thing, really. Otherwise, I'd be posting on your Twitter, wouldn't it? Which would be a bit weird.
So CD Choudhury saying I've liked it 6 times.
That's good.
Does that mean you've liked it 3 times?
Oh yeah.
But thank you. In any case, that's definitely appreciated.
What I was going to say about the what you were saying about the big bit of red looking a bit negative. I mean, maybe if from a psychological point of view, if they were just sort of like different colors, like say a bit like they were before. So like for the red, you've got like a purple sort of implying opportunity, and then a white for the kind of positive thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I tried it. I tried it with the purple, and to be honest, it looks. I should show you. Also, I'll just hide that for a second. It looks weird, a bit gaudy. I think the purple works really well for this sort of thing. Even like aesthetically, it looks pretty good. Sorry, like there, I think there's something about it. It looks the business. I think, but yeah, if I have to find it. Oh, it's just this. Yeah, so we've got fill the convergence bands with the following.
Oh, you can change it there. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it tells you about that, and yeah, if the gradient fill in the convergence band fills with this color, it can be considered a bearish sign as momentum to the downside is strengthening. The brighter and more bit, blah blah blah, and then the opposite. So I think it's that one. There you go. Yeah, maybe. And then
see, I kind of quite like that, but yeah,
yeah, potentially. I mean, because then also, to be honest, it also differentiates it visually from the actual from the background
red and
changing.
green,
yeah, because otherwise there is kind of that. It'd be like a mini stonksy otherwise, wouldn't it? Like it's saying, oh, this going red green, buy sell, or like open close, close, whatever. Whereas obviously that isn't really what that coloration is telling you. It's more just about the overall momentum. So yeah, that probably does make more sense. Because what I also tried was just because obviously for similar sort of for psychological reasons, I guess, I go with the white and the blue rather than the green and the red on these. It's just so I was finding the red candles in particular that they were making me anxious.
Okay.
When there's so many on the screen, it's all going to hell. Whereas, yeah, so that's the blue, isn't it? Which blue was I using? Probably that one. Maybe that's not quite so effective. I mean, the purple is quite. The purple would look good in screenshots, wouldn't it? If nothing else. So, I mean, that's kind of pretty. That's what we want, isn't it? In a Bitcoin price indicator, it's pretty. But so if I put it back, or was it that one? Which do you prefer?
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I like that one.
Oh, which one? That one or the other one?
You went a bit more sort of magenta-y, a bit more violet, really. Yeah, that looks lovely.
Kind of neon.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Go with that then. I'll make those. So I mean, on there. Actually, yeah. The other thing, in which case, I need to also change the the lower thing, so that because that's down there, but like not very opaque. So if I made that similar.
So yeah, I was just thinking you've actually almost got an average white band, haven't
you? Pretty much. So, in fact, yeah, I probably have to swap those around. Actually, I'll have a play with that, because for the gradient to work, it would have to be a different color. So the for the main one, that has to be the brightest. So I'd have to kind of have made that. So this is the darker one. Then if that was more, if that's the range, more brighter. Obviously, it doesn't have the same. Maybe that's just getting back to them being the same color virtually. But yeah, let's say I'll have a play around with those. So yeah, what else is there? I think there's one more feature that I'm probably done, to be honest. We've been talking for quite a long time.
So nearly 2 hours.
So yeah, the last feature was actually something that just kind of I removed. So the retracement level used to also paint, or it used to also add to the trend shield. So like in this case, that would add to the, which way around is it? Probably the red. I think that would add. So like it would add a red downwards triangle down here, saying that, like, even though the price is probably going up at that point, expect down. But I took that out because I thought it was a bit misleading.
Okay.
Because it would sometimes like put the up or down triangle a bit too soon, because it should really be after the retracement has actually happened. Maybe find a better example. There's usually some on the 30 minutes. I think. So like here, so on this one, it would detect the retracement pattern there, and so it would put in a green trend shield triangle there. But really, what it's, I mean, if it's putting that, it's because the price already happens to be going up, which is why it's drawing this in. So it doesn't really tell you anything there.
Okay.
But so if anywhere, it would need to be like when the price is retraced back down. When it's down under here, then we put a trend shield thing there. But so I think it's probably better if it just doesn't affect the trend shield at all. Because what this does do is if it feels that the conditions are right, then it'll put in an upwards green triangle there as part of the retracement level. So when it's come back down, it'll paint a green triangle saying, hey, expect the price to come back up. But it doesn't do that if we've got this sort of thing going on with the trend lines, the convergence. So that's probably a bit better. So it does that anyway. Like on this one, it painted in the downward triangle when the price retraced, because hey, the price went up, came back down, and it's going to keep on going down.
Right.
So yeah, so that's a feature removed, but I think it's for the better.
Okay.
I think sometimes it's all about the fine tuning, isn't it, rather than big brave changes and things. It's just like noodling with the details to get it accurate and so on.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the less confusing the better, and if we can avoid conflicting signals, that's good. I mean, of course, for anyone watching, the whole point about Quadzilla is is a work in progress, and it is completely usable and amazing at the moment, and it's only going to get better. And it is this kind of like, experimentation and by just using the damn thing. It's like that's what's making it better. So I think, I don't know. One day it's just going to be the best indicator on the market, and we'll probably charge lots. And we'll probably charge lots. And we'll probably charge lots of money for it then, and we'll be driving around in Lambos. But until then, it's what we need is people using it and people talking about it and people like spreading the word about it. So please do that.
I think that's it can't be understated really, or overstated. Probably can be understated, but it can't be overstated.
It can't not be understated.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah, it's just I don't think there's enough noise about Quadzilla at the moment. I mean, if anyone would care to just tweet about it, please. It's like pleading for likes again, isn't it? Just that's awful. But if you tweet about Quadzilla or post about it wherever, and tag us, either me or SWC.
Oh yeah.
And we'll retweet for sure, or repost or whatever the kids say these days. We'll like and retweet very gladly.
Yeah, absolutely. And it also, if you make any trades and you've made like loads of money and stuff, feel free to share it and tell the world that you used Quadzilla to do your trade. I should do that all the time, because I keep doing it, and all I do is post it in all I do is post it in like Discords that no one sees. So I should just I've got to get a premium account for X and just get spamming the internet with Quadzilla, and the link, which is saveyourcrypto.org/QZ or QZ if you're in America. Should we call it a day there? Because I think we've done 2 hours now, which is
I'm knackered.
which is a record. But you've done amazing, Maff, and I'm really looking forward to this next version. It's going to make life so much easier. I mean, it's pretty easy now, but like it's just
even more easier.
Yeah, it just gets better and better and better.
Yeah, really.
All right. Okay, right. Next stream, we're going to have some. We're going to have an intro as well. I've been working a bit on that today, so there's going to be a nice little 2-minute intro. I might even have an outro as well. You never know. And that'll be something to look forward to. Make it a bit more professional, but we're getting there. And if you appreciate the kind of cottage industry we've got going here, then please do. Give the video or live stream a like, and make sure you are subscribed and come back regularly. I think, me personally, I'd quite like to do a lot more live streams anyway, and if Maff wants to come along as well, that's great. But now I'm paying. Now I'm paying for the premium StreamYard. Might as well make the most of it. So if anyone's got any good ideas about things they'd like us to do, then just let us know in the comments or let us know wherever, and we'll do it. Okay, right, I'm going to say goodbye. So it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from
him over there, I guess.
There you go. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. And just watch out for that NVIDIA earnings tonight. All right. Okay. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.